Hey, it's me again! So, there's a campaign that I've been in for 4 years, intermittently called Guild Quest, or Skeleton Key Adventures, or Saturday Night Campaign, or the weird one. It has a lot of names. Originally, it started as a regular campaign, mostly the day-to-day lives of 3, later 4, edgy adventurers, Boreas, Poetry, Luz, and Odie, as they maintain a small guild. However, the GM had trouble balancing his life and the campaign at the time, so he had to drop the campaign. However, we the players liked the campaign enough that we didn't want it to end. So, we became the GMs. All of us, at the same time. And this decision accidentally created one of my favorite campaigns ever. This is a primer on rotational GMing. So how we decided to run our campaign from here on is that we took turns GMing, rotating between me, Arbiter, Mar, and Kit. The structure was an Adventure of the Week affair, which allowed us to bring anything we wanted to the table so long as it didn't destroy the status quo. While most sessions are self-contained, we're all storytelling bitches. So plot elements introduced in one-offs return and build off each other, and even overarching plots are created that could advance when the player that introduced them was GMing again. And each player had at least one. One session we're dealing with the continued threat of the cult that took my character's soul, and the next we're dealing with an evil botanist halfling and his blight vegetables. While each session is self-contained, NPCs that we would introduce didn't have to be. See, before the old singular GM left, the party discovered an abandoned bar that we spruced up and made operable again, thanks to our regular NPC, Mac the barkeeper, who ended up being played by whoever was GMing that week. The bar ended up being vital to our formula, as it sets up an anchor location where the party is expected to be as we explored and filled out the map around us, and a place where NPCs can find us if they need us, or even to just hang out and RP. It started out with just the bar, but as our list of NPCs that hung around got bigger than the bar can support, we expanded the map and created buildings for our characters to reside in and even operate their businesses. We effectively created a town around us, and we were free to invoke villager NPCs if we wanted help at our base. The characters were always played by whoever created them, so while the story of the session would be about finding Arbiter's rogues gallery, the party could talk to my character, Fabulous Jeffrey the fashion designer, who might be able to make disguises for the party or something. Heck, sometimes we just bring NPCs along for the session, like when the foreign royalty Shade came along once. The default party has a certain ratio of characters with restraint and characters without, and since Mar had to skip the sessions, Shay threw that balance right out the window. The world that results from our person-of-peace world building is perhaps less cohesive than campaigns with singular GMs, but because it was built cooperatively, it has elements and flavors of all the players. It's one of the most unique worlds we've ever played in, where grell cults, goblin baseball teams, necromantic vegetables, mechanic penguins, vampire game shows, beholder cons, K-pop gods, and more all have a place in. Of course, we're just generally more accustomed to weirder players and weirder sessions, myself included, so if you want to try this and want to be more, have it to be more a serious campaign, better confide with your players as that's what you want to do first. The fact that so many flavors of storytelling are in this campaign has made this one of my all-time favorite role-playing experiences, and it's one that's going to stick with me for the rest of my years. Let's end on a few pointers, in case you want to try this yourself. The only real rule I would give for this campaign style is to mutually establish with your players where your home base will be. We started with a bar on the side of the road, which is obviously the most simple of home base options. But if you want, you could go with a base in the city, or even one between dimensions if you want to be especially spicy. Anywhere as long as you all agree on a location and it's feasible to go off on adventures from there. I'd also keep each adventure a session's length. You can go double length adventures if you really want to emphasize the story beat, or if your session just runs longer than you initially thought. Just be mindful that other players are waiting for their turns to be GMing. Another thing, maintaining a singular PC is a suggestion more than a rule with this style of campaign. A plot point in our campaign is that our barbarian Boreas left for a while for training. So that player swapped in some of his billions of backup characters in the intermediate sessions, until the barbarian eventually came back. Personally, if my group makes a new rotating campaign, I'd like to try a city-based adventure in which we run a guild like a city service, and everyone has a bunch of PCs that we would swap from session to session based on our preferences of the day. So yeah, if you're interested in trying this campaign style, by all means, go ahead and use it. And you know what? Comment and tell me how it goes. I would like to know if this inspires anyone. Today's a shorter vid, but I like to get... But there's more projects up in my pipeline, so... Should have worded that better. Please stay tuned, is what I'm trying to say. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, so forth. It helps the channel, it really does. Also, consider becoming a patron, because it helps me more personally. There's no tier rewards yet. I don't want to make promises I don't want to keep yet. It's just something that'll make me appreciate you a heck of a special extra lot. And yeah, that's everything. Love all of you. Bye.